Yeah, we're
Cameron, I did not think you could do it when you said carb-free mac and cheese.
Yeah.
How is this possible?
It's super duper low carb. Here's the thing, everybody. Even if you're not eating low carb, you don't have to be full keto to appreciate the benefits of trying to cut back on some processed carbs if you can, wherever you can, because there's more and more research that shows that these processed carbs really wreak a lot of havoc on the body. So, like me, you know, I gotta go all the way with this, but you don't need to. You try to find different areas that you can make little swap outs, and this is a great recipe to swap out the pasta, the macaroni, for some cauliflower.
And you're not gonna miss it at all.
Well, Deb, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the dishes where you do a low carb swap out, you really notice it. But this is one that you can get away with it. And Debbie, what did you say earlier?
It's because of the delicious cream sauce that he's going to put in here, the cheese cream sauce. Like, truly, I said, Cameron, you could cut this table up and put this creamy cheese sauce on top, and it would taste just as delicious.
Don't try it. There's less fiber in the table.
Yeah,
don't do it.
The cauliflower tastes better.
Raw cauliflower. What we're going to do first is we're going to blanch it a little bit, okay? So a couple minutes in some hot water just to make sure it's nice and tender when you put it in the oven. And then you want to shock it in a little cold water. And it stops it from cooking, stops it from getting too mushy, right? So it's just a couple minutes in there, but we're going to jump forward.
While
we've got ours already blanched.
You show us how to make this yummy cream sauce that I'm over here stirring.
Exactly right. You stir that up. Let me move mine over onto the element here. So we've got some cream and we've got some butter in here. If you can, get the best version you can. I love grass-fed butter. There's a lot of health benefits for it. Just take my word for it. Better ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fats, and so much better for you. A lot of minerals and vitamins in there too. And then we're going to add cheeses too in the same breath.
And you also like grass-fed cheese.
Well, here's the thing.
Just so people understand, cheese does not eat the grass.
No, you know, you don't actually feed grass to the cheese. It's actually the cows. But the idea is, everybody, so I got some cheddar, I got some Gruyere putting in here. The idea is that a lot of people have trouble with dairy, okay? I recommend trying the grass-fed cheeses because it's so much easier on your system, also healthier fats, and also a lot more vitamins they get from the grass instead of from the grain. Check it out, try it. If you like regular cheese, have regular cheese, whatever works for you.
It doesn't taste any different.
Doesn't taste any different at all.
It's delicious.
A lot easier on the body. I cannot have dairy generally, but grass-fed dairy is no problem for me. So check it out for you.
Okay, so we put Gruyere in there and cheddar?
Gruyere and cheddar, put whatever cheeses you love, but those have a lot of yummy kind of flavor. I like the Gruyere, the sort of element that Gruyere brings to it too. It gets a richness to it.
What was that you just put?
That with a little arrowroot.
Arrowroot?
Yeah, okay. So typically, in order as a thickening agent, people might use flour, maybe even cornstarch, right? And by the way, there's not a lot here, but arrowroot has got a lot more fiber in it. It also has less of an inflammatory effect on the body than things like cornstarch or flour. Also, this obviously keeps it gluten-free if that's an issue for you. And again, this is a substitute. This is one of those swaps that's not going to really make a big deal in the recipe. You're not going to taste the difference, and if it has health benefits, why not? Give it a shot. Try it out. Okay. Now, we bring our cheese sauce. You got yours all going? Did you put your arrowroot in there?
I'm ready to go. Should I put mine in there? Everything's ready to go.
Okay, good. See, like I said, this is all pretty simple. Now we're going to mix. Oh, okay, you're going to bring the cauliflower over there. I like that. That's probably wiser, Deb. But you see, I'm learning from you. Put the cauliflower in with the cheese.
Oh, my goodness.
Mix that up. Get it all nice and gooey. Look at this. Isn't this going to be amazing?
So good.
And you can actually, if you want, so that you don't really kind of feel the cauliflower as much, if that's something you don't want, you can chop the cauliflower a little bit smaller, almost into macaroni size, and then really it just becomes a soft, tender little, chewy aspect in the mac and cheese.
Another little tip for parents of picky eaters out there, picky kiddos.
Yeah.
Another way to do this, by the way, if you want to hide it in there, cut half the pasta. If you're not ready to go full cauliflower, cut half of the pasta and put half cauliflower and half pasta. I'm sorry, my hot plate is backing up again like a truck.
It's
Every
backing
time you
up.
take something off, it backs up, but there we go.
That's the truth. Okay, so we got our cheese mixture. We got our cauliflower order, blanched and shocked, instant. Now, one of the things that we all love about mac and cheese, the best possible mac and cheese you've ever had in your whole life, is that crispy top layer to it, right? And oftentimes, that's breadcrumbs. Now, this is what I'm gonna do instead of breadcrumbs. It's sort of my favorite swap. We've got a little bit of Parmesan, which helps kind of crisp it up a little bit, but then we're gonna add some some crumbled pork rinds.
So good, Cam.
Pork rinds are a great substitute for breadcrumbs, and also obviously has a little bit of protein, also has some good healthy fats in there, as well as zero carbs, like absolutely none at all. What you want to do is you want to bake it 8 to 10 minutes at 425, and then once you're done with that, you put the broiler on, and you get that little crunch on top, you know what I mean? But you got to watch the broiler because it can go from brown to black pretty quickly.
Yes.
and then you take it out. And
Look at
this
how
is
beautiful that is.
ooey gooey, yummy,
Did you see that?
low carb, super tasty mac and cheese. You won't believe it.
I am getting in here, and I think a misconception is that pork rinds are not good for you. But the truth is, that is just not true.
It really isn't. And I'm going to have a little taste, see how I did.
Cameron, I'm sold.
You don't miss the carbs in this one. You really, truly do not.
No, it tastes exactly like mac and cheese. Wow.
I'm glad you liked it, Dad. Visit hallmarkchannel.com, everybody, for this great recipe and so many more.